Inspired by the life of the savvy and ambitious Colombian businesswoman Griselda Blanco comes a new Netflix original limited series. Griselda tells the story of a devoted mother who, with her lethal blend of charm and relentless savagery, creates one of the most powerful cartels in history. Witness Sofia Vergara's captivating transformation into the godmother of the underworld. Griselda, now streaming only on Netflix.
Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
Bernigan, 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 ABCs. Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we discuss and review every Bare Naked Lady song from 7 to Y. And this week, I just turned around and I saw three men come walking in to review and complain. I saw three men come walking in on this October day in the evening. Welcome to my co-hosts, Stefan and Jeff.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hi, guys.
And joining us this week is Tyler Boudreau from the WIdlcat Minute.
To quote Jar Jar Binks, Misa back. Yeah, thanks for having me back, Tracy. There were so many lies in that opening statement. You implied that we were all in the same room. You implied that it was currently October. There's just so many things that aren't true.
Right. Well, here's the thing. It's going to be October by the time this releases, so...
the holiday season.
Happy holiday.
That's right. We're approaching Halloween. All of October is Halloween. Didn't you know that?
October. I know what you mean.
And we are all in the same room. It's the magic of podcasting.
Yes.
That's right. So for people that didn't get my really horrible pun tonight,
everyone got your horrible fun tonight, Tracy.
Tonight's song is I Saw Three Ships, and it is, of course, off Bare Naked for the Holidays. If you've never heard this song before, here is a very quick snippet.
I saw three ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw three ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. And all the bells on are showering on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. And all the bells on are showering on Christmas Day in the morning. Let us all rejoice again on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. Let us all rejoice again on Christmas Day in the morning.
And the reason I say a quick snippet is this song is only 1 minute and 5 seconds long, so if you cough, you miss it.
I mean, Tracy, we were talking about this before, but it's a public domain song. We could just sing it for you right now.
Yeah, you could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want to?
Are we going to do it? You guys down?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'll be.
Are we doing it?
I'll be Kevin. And so, who wants to be Steve and Ed?
I'll do Steve. I'll do Steve.
I guess I'll do Ed.
And then the
I'll be Tyler. I'll be Tyler.
Tyler.
Okay. All right. And who, do we know the harmonies, or are we just gonna sing it all?
There are no harmonies.
We don't know the harmonies
though.
Oh,
it's all
there are?
unison. It's all unison.
Okay, so there's like a little.
It goes Kevin unison, Steve unison, Ed unison, then all unison.
Yeah. All right. So there's a little mandolin solo, and then Kev goes, I saw three ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw three ships come sailing in on
Christmas Day in the morning.
And all the bells on her shall ring on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. And all the bells on her shall ring on Christmas Day in the morning.
Which one? Because there's several different verses. Which is the one that he
does? Let us all rejoice again. Yeah.
And let us all rejoice again
on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day.
And let us hold the mayonnaise on Christmas Day.
In the morning.
Tracy will have the time of his life syncing that all up anyway.
I know, that's going to be crazy.
That is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
That's why people don't do live concerts on Zoom, because it's like all the syncing's insane.
Oh yeah.
Still, that was fun though, and everyone's gonna love it. Yeah.
Beautiful singing voices.
They're gonna be glad we did that.
I'm gonna make sure I offset everyone. I'll sync it up on the wrong key, you know.
Stephanie, you want to take a verse?
I was singing the whole time. You guys didn't hear me?
There's many more verses, and there's also many more like religious specific verses.
There are, and we'll probably talk about that when we get the lyrics, I'm sure. But yeah, there's actually a lot of different lyrics of this song.
Yeah, I'm excited to get there. So let's start off. Let's talk a little bit about I Saw Three Ships. It's a traditional Christmas carol from England. It first showed up in print somewhere around the 17th century. It is rumored to be from Derbyshire, but it was most famously published by William Sandys in 1833.
That was a good year. I remember that year.
It was a good year.
Yeah, they finally got over the Black Plague.
People were bathing. It was great.
Yeah.
I love bathing.
Yeah, I know, right? Until quarantine hit, and then we said screw bathing, but, you know.
Bathing has a complex history, especially in England.
Yeah.
Are you talking the town, or are you talking, like, the action?
I was going to say that. I was going to say it. I was like, oh.
For a long time, they just didn't believe in bathing.
Right.
And then, I accidentally just recently listened to a podcast about this, but it was basically invented as like a weird health trend. They were like, go to the beach, you'll hang out and bathe. And then eventually people started, washing themselves in water again. One of the most cleanly things you can do.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
It helps people to avoid those, worldwide plagues and everything.
Pesky diseases.
But it's funny, I've just recently been reading Agatha Christie, and when she talks about people at the beach, they're bathing at the beach.
Yep.
Right.
So interesting.
I could derail this conversation. I'm so tempted to derail this conversation.
Don't derail this conversation. We're going to lose Stephanie.
We already sang a whole song.
Just cut me.
Not literally. Not in...
No, don't really cut me, Tracy.
If you could do that over Zoom, though, I'd be impressed.
Well, host.
Yeah, right. You know that movie you haven't watched yet. I'm sorry.
So, what I have seen is I saw three ships come sailing in, and we're going to talk about that. Now, when B&L did do this live, there are some really cool things that they did when they did the live tour for about 2 years. They broke it up over 2 years for their holiday tour, and they did play this live when they came to Portland. And first thing they did really cool during the concert is they would, at every place they would go, have a boys choir from a local area join them in the song, or the whole concert off and on throughout the show. And in Maine, they had the Boys Singers of Maine, who did an amazing and fabulous job, but are no longer boys anymore.
Are they boys to men?
Definitely. At least they're the last part at this point.
That's how that works.
Oh, gotcha.
It's been 15 years, so.
Let us all rejoice again. Let us hold the mayonnaise.
Tracy, do you know how old I was in 2004 and 2005?
2.
5.
I was boy-aged. Was I in the boys' choir at the Manchester, New Hampshire Bare Naked Ladies concert?
Were you?
No.
Oh.
I was not a singer as a child. But I could have been. I was the right age.
What were you as a child? That's pretty mature. We're getting in some really gray areas.
I was more of a rapper, so.
Okay.
Oh.
So the reason I brought
rappers in New Hampshire?
There's rappers in
New Hampshire
Canada.
known for its rappers?
There's rappers in Canada. There has to be rappers in New Hampshire.
Well, true.
So the other thing they did that was really cool was during this song, they would change one of the lyrics. Every single concert, they would do something a little bit different. And when they were in in Maine, for whatever reason, I don't know what Ed's thoughts were. Instead of saying his line, Ed would say, when the boy singers kicked in, he would say, "Let us hold the mayonnaise," which I don't know why Ed chose that random line, because it was different each night if you catch different concerts. But
I can't imagine.
Well, the question is why not? Mayo is great. It goes with anything. It makes a burger taste yummy.
Well, why would you hold it then?
It makes pasta salad.
Don't hold the
so
mayonnaise.
that you can spit out.
You gotta hold it to open it.
You can hold the jar.
Right, you gotta hold the jar to scoop it. Nobody just puts it on the counter. That's for
holding the jar on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day.
Well, come on. When you think of Christmas Day, you think mayonnaise. Who doesn't?
Oh, of course. It did make everyone in the audience laugh.
It's a white Christmas, white like mayonnaise.
You have a turkey. You have a turkey on the table that's dry as popcorn. You need mayo to make it go down. You know?
Mayo. Okay. I would have gone with gravy, but mayo. Okay.
You never had Mavy before?
It sounds like a French thing. Only the French could mix gravy and mayonnaise.
Dijon, maybe.
But it's delicious. All the fanciest Dijon mayonnaise.
Maybe.
Now,
We
supposedly
haven't even talked about the song yet, have we?
supposedly there is another version of the song out there other than the one that I have from that concert. They supposedly did a album called Snack Time Live at Massey Hall in 2009, but I am not able to get it. You have to download it off from Amazon Music, and I have not downloaded it off Amazon Music, so they did do a version of that song for whatever reason during the Snack Time.
Yeah. Maybe it was a Canada release or
And
something.
you call yourself a fan.
There have been several versions of the song. Lots of people have sung this. Some famous people I will put in here are Cyndi Lauper.
I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning.
Bare Naked ABCs. I mean, no, sorry, that was not a famous version.
It's the best version. Best version now, arguably.
The Irish Rovers.
Joseph, Mary, and Christ were there on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. Joseph, Mary, and Christ were there on Christmas Day in the morning. Arise and praise the newborn King on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. Peace on earth, the angels sing on Christmas Day in the morning.
The Irish Rovers. Sorry, I just like the Irish Rovers.
Dan Fogelberg.
And what was in those ships all 3 on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day? And what was in those ships all 3 on Christmas Day in the morning? 'Twas Joseph and his lady fair on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. 'Twas Joseph and his lady fair on Christmas Day in the morning.
I wonder, so one of the things that came up on Wikipedia was when I was reading it was, it made me wonder if this song is in 4/4, because on Wikipedia they listed Bare Naked Ladies as one of the bands, but
Seems like it.
they also said, and a really rare version is done by Sufjan Stevens.
Sufjan Stevens?
Yes, thank you. And that's done in 4/4. So it makes me wonder if maybe this wasn't done in 4/4.
I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day.
I wish we were here with Aaron tonight to be able to ask him, is this in 4/4?
No, I think it's 4/4 though.
It's
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, I think it's 4/4.
All right.
Just for reference, I just looked the information up online, and it is in the key signature of 6/8.
Hey Tracy, I also found online there's a Bruce Cockburn version of this song.
He did whistle and she did sing on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. He did whistle and she did sing on Christmas Day in the morning.
Yes, there is. It's fabulous because I just put it in right there. Now, unfortunately, my notes are really, really super sporadic tonight, and I am trying to read it all, but it's not being very nice to me at this moment. So let's get over to talking about the music. Is there someone, while I am organizing these notes for tonight, that would like to talk a little bit about the music?
Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like this kind of thing. So yeah, we get the mandolin intro. Jeff, you were saying you thought it might be a ukulele, but
I did think it was a ukulele.
I was leaning towards mandolin just based on my ears. And then, I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier when we actually sang the song. But Kevin comes in first, and we get Kevin's lovely voice. And then there's the kind of alternating unison and solo. And then for the second verse, I think the guitar comes in addition to the mandolin. Does the bass ever kick in too, or is it just kind of guitar?
The bass does kick in. I remember hearing it on the last verse, but I don't remember where it starts.
I think it starts the same time that the guitar does. I think it kicks in at the same moment. Yeah.
And there is percussion that starts then too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might have been cool if they did a more gradual thing, but maybe if they done more verses, they would have done that, but they kept it short and sweet. So it makes sense. And yeah, so there's the 3 verses and then the mandolin solo, which is the same amount of time as a verse, same number of bars, and then the unison verse, and then it's over.
That's it?
That's it.
And I'm assuming since it starts on the mandolin that's Kevin playing the mandolin, right? Do we know that for sure?
Yeah. That seems like Kevin's alley.
That would make sense that Kevin would, yeah.
Yeah, why? Why would it not be him?
Right.
I was just thinking the other day, do you guys think Kevin's the cutest Bare Naked Ladies member?
Oh, God, yes. I'm sorry, that was too quick, wasn't it?
Now, definitely.
like Jim has some appeal, but he's more like alternate cute,
right.
Like
Although,
he's quote unquote unconventionally attractive.
If we're going for all Bare Naked Ladies who have ever been in the band, Andy's looking pretty good for his age.
And he still does. Andy's still a really good looking man.
Please come back on the podcast, Andy. What?
It's only been like 3 months, but
and Ed has that kind of rugged look.
Yeah,
that's true.
He's the stud of the group. Well, back in the 90s when he had that weird kind of kinky hair, that was wild.
Yeah, right.
Tyler, when he rocks the
Were you talking about me or Tyler Stewart?
Tyler Stewart, when he rocks the
the bald?
No, the very first album. Oh, I can't think of the
Casbah.
When
he rocks the Casbah.
Yes, I'll always when he rocks the Casbah.
Well, that too, but I'm not going to get the name right, but the corn rolls or something. Right?
Yeah, whatever.
Corn
I can't think of them. Yeah.
It's Rose, but yeah.
Corn rolls.
Corn rolls.
Thank you. You could have just said that, Tyler, and saved me the embarrassment.
Although I do love some corn rolls. I just went to Boston Market last night.
I had corn rolls.
You can't let go of a good cornmeal roll.
Hey, Tracy, you remember when corn rolls?
I always eat my corn rolls right off Tyler Stewart's head. How they're best.
Oh, we're not going to let anything go tonight. So we should go over.
This Christmas song is taking a weird turn.
We don't have Aaron tonight, but I did look up what the outline of this music is. It's in the key of G, and it goes from G
chords
to D, G 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 to E minor.
What?
G to D. So
see, I could have done that because I totally rocked it pre-podcast. I played those exact chords.
Nice.
Tyler, you heard it.
Yeah, we'll do an outro where we play after the episode's over. It'll be like the post-credit scene.
There we go. Yeah,
there we go. So it's. This is a really simple song, except for that E minor that they throw in there. But
yeah.
Randomly in the middle of the song, they just decide, we're going to go off to this one chord different.
The BPM is up there if you count the kind of like quick beats. I got it at around 170, 180.
Wow.
But I'm not going to lock in that answer.
Do you want to phone a friend? Aaron's not available this week, but
can I poll the audience?
I don't know if that would work right now.
on the pre-recorded podcast.
I can be the audience because I have no clue. 7.
Hey, get at us on Twitter, audience. Let us know the BPM of this song.
You're wearing a Wild Stallion shirt, so you can time travel, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can time travel, so what's the answer?
Oh, yeah, it's 176. Sorry.
Oh, okay. There we go.
He went ahead to October and asked the Twitter audience.
Trash can. Remember a trash can. A trash can just fell on Tracy, by the way. You didn't see it.
Ouch! Oh, where am I?
I don't know what else to say about this song in terms of music. It's the traditional version of it. They just play it very upbeat, very Bare Naked Ladies-esque in terms of like they're just having a lot of fun with it. But yeah, they don't do all the verses either. They just keep it to 3 simple ones.
Yeah, this song has a lot of different verses out there with different possible meanings. I think it's probably important that we point out that nobody really knows what this song's about.
Yeah, they don't.
Let's be honest, nobody really knows what this song's about. I know there's theories out there, but this is a weird one for Christmas because it's interpretive. But for music, I mean, the one thing I would say is, why didn't you do harmonies? You're the Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah.
That bothers me. The trouble with Jeff, right now I'm going to say it, no harms. You do... I will. It's always bothered me about this song, and you do a solo verse. You get the three of the B&Ls doing solos, and you go solo 3 people, solo 3 people, then another solo 3 people, another solo, 3 verses. Then you have a 4th chorus. It's all unison. You're the Bare Naked Ladies. We're the harms.
Well, on that last one especially, they could have done it on that one, like build up to it off to that last one.
Yeah.
And that last one is all harmony.
That just sounds really weird to me that they just end the song in unison like that. And I don't get...
I think if I had to give you an answer, it's clear from the runtime of this song that this is not an arrangement that they put a lot of effort into. They just probably just ground this out in 30 minutes and were like, okay, we cut a track.
And they said that's an album track then after that? They're like,
yeah.
They're like, all right, cool, let's put it on the album.
Well, we know that Steven wasn't all in on this album, so...
Right, yeah.
Steven does not like the concept albums, that's for sure.
Yeah. They're like, all right, guys, we've got one more to crank out for the studio. Let's do it.
Well, I will be honest that there are songs on this album that I really do feel like are filler.
Yeah.
You don't hear me saying that often on a B&L album, but on this album, there's a lot of filler.
No, I agree.
Okay, but here's my thing. Bare Naked for the Holidays, I don't know if I've said it before on this pod, but it's perfect for just throwing it on in the background during Christmas time.
Oh, I agree.
It's exactly what you need. You shouldn't have the same expectations as for a regular studio album because Christmas songs are weird and dumb. And sometimes you only want to hear 30 seconds of it. It's basically like a playlist that someone threw together.
I totally agree with that. But I'm someone who actually does love Christmas music, and I love Hanukkah music, coming from both worlds because biologically I'm Jewish and I was raised in a Christian family, so put my business out there for you. But I love both music. I love that. But I also like versions that sound like they've had some effort put into them.
So, Jeff, do you think they gave 3 ships to this album at all?
I do. No, don't get me wrong. There's songs on Bare Naked for the Holidays I love. Hanukkah Blessings is one of my favorite songs on that album. I love that song. The Sarah McLachlan collab on it.
Nothing goes harder than Elf's Lament.
Green Christmas. But,
don't mention Green Christmas.
Those are 2 songs I both love. So.
Green Christmas.
Yeah, I do,
Green Christmas is not allowed.
No, I do like Elf's Lament a lot. Yeah.
No Green Christmas in this house. We don't speak of the Ron Howard Grinch in this house. That's what I'm saying. It's a crime.
No, there are songs on Bare Naked for the I did drive around at Christmas time playing this album and enjoyed it. Probably showing my cards here, but I skipped this one. So,
it's only a minute long.
I mean,
you didn't skip much.
You just listen to it, then it's over.
I know. Maybe if I'm merging in the traffic, I'm going to let it play through. But
This is better than the like Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, where it's just kind of like 30 seconds of synth.
Thank you.
And then nothing.
Yeah.
We'll be getting to that.
Like, so I mean,
right.
There we are.
That's true. That's true.
And that's the thing. It's like there's a lot of filler on this album that I wish wasn't there.
It's a weird album collectively. Yeah, I agree.
This is not one of the songs that I wish was gone. Actually, I kind of wish the song was a little bit longer. That's actually the trouble with Tracy this week. Is that
What's the trouble with Tracy? He's got problems with this song. What's the trouble with Tracy?
They had other versions they could have done. My trouble is that I would have liked this as well. It's actually a relatively fast song. It's upbeat, it's cheery, and it's, once again, if it's on, I'm going to listen to it. And I actually really enjoy it. I would have liked to have had more verses of this and had Jim join in, have Tyler join in, have them do harmonies, like make this a more full album song. And the other thing that I really was like, oh man, they missed an opportunity here. What they did in concert with that boys choir, it sounds phenomenal. It would have been amazing to have a boys choir come in on Christmas days for those lines and sing those lines in between. It was amazing in concert. Matter of fact, in concert, that's their opening song during that tour was this song, and they would come out, Kevin would walk out playing the mandolin. It would take a little bit longer for the intro because they'd all walk out.
You could almost do a thing like on Jingle Bells, which is the first track on the album, where you do kind of like different like types of verses and like you kind of switch it up every time.
I mean, that would have pushed it up to a 5 automatically for me.
But there again, that would be my question. I agree with you. This could be a fantastic song.
But why isn't it now?
Why isn't it now? Right. Why was it put on the album in this state where it's solo unison, and then finally unison? When on stage, it's got a boys choir, it's got harmonies, it's got body, it's got volume. Like that. I guess that would be my question. Why not put that version on the album?
Honestly, it's number 3. It's filler.
Yeah, right.
Which I'm gonna say, some of the this is the good filler from this album. Though.
Yes.
And I think it's okay to have filler on a Christmas album. And
if they're going to do filler, I'd rather have them do this kind of filler than some of the other filler that they do end up doing that we'll get to it, and I thoroughly dislike it.
I do agree that there's a lot of missed opportunities with the song when it comes to the Bare Naked Ladies making it theirs.
Here's something I like about this song. When you're singing along to this song, do you say I saw 3 ships, or do you say I saw 3 ships?
You probably pronounce the word how it's spelled.
Saw.
I say saw.
I say saw.
I saw 3 ships come sailing in. Yeah, I say saw.
I find it much more fun to say I saw 3 ships come sailing in. Like,
I saw 3 ships come sailing in.
Well, I am from New England.
You're not an infectious disease.
I saw 3 ships come sailing.
I saw 3 ships on
the way to Duncan. If you're from New England, then you know better than to pronounce your R's.
I was going to say, everyone in this podcast is from New England but me. But
you're close enough.
I'm like up there. I'm like on the border.
Yeah.
I'm on the Mason-Dixie of New England, I guess.
You put an R where there shouldn't be R's, and then you take away the R's where it should be. That's the exchange rate.
Sure thing.
So we should talk about the lyrics a little bit. Even though the B&L didn't write them, it's a very, very simple song. It with a A-B pattern in terms of within each verse.
Mm-hmm.
There are no choruses. It's all verse or chorus, whichever way you prefer to look at it. It's all the same thing over and over again.
So pure, unadulterated chorus, Tracy.
So then we have, I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. That, from this point on, every verse runs the same thing, except they're going to change out I saw 3 ships come sailing in for another line. So the other alternate lines that can be used that are throughout different versions of this are, and what was in those ships, all 3? Then the response is, the Virgin Mary and Christ were there. Then the next verse is our Savior, or another version of that is our Savior Christ and his lady. Then the next verse is, pray whither sailed all those ships, all three. Next line is,
the meter on some of these lines is not holding up, I'll say, but keep going, sorry.
Then, oh, they sailed into Bethlehem. Next, and all the bells on earth shall ring, which Stephen does. And then, and all the angels in heaven shall sing. Next, and all the souls on earth shall sing. And then finally, then let us all rejoice again. So at the beginning, I'm like, wait, which one does he sing? Because this week I was sitting there writing down all these different verses, and I'm like, oh, wait, which ones are, wait, what?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, they do I saw three ships, they do and all the bells on earth, and they do let us all rejoice. Right. And then back to...
Which is an interesting, like, it's very non-Christian in some ways. It taking a lot of the, it's very non-secular.
Secular or non-secular? I don't remember which one is which.
Yeah, so it's more secular, non-religious.
Yeah. In that, like, it's cutting out all of the things that are supposedly very much about what the song's about, except for on Christmas Day. So it's interesting that they chose to do that with a song that, like, on Christmas Day, it's very specific. Like, this is the day, this is what we're singing about. Like,
I mean, are any of the songs on the album, like, particularly, like, religious, like Jesus imagery, or?
Yeah, God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, We Three Kings.
Okay.
I would say Hanukkah Blessings. They have a Holy Night on there, but I think it's just instrumental.
Yeah. But it's instrumental. And
well, in the Hanukkah song they sing in the Hebrew. So
but I think when it comes to Christian songs, I think Tyler's right. Like, trying to think through it without the list in front of me, I would say that they're all non-secular type songs. Yeah, or at least they cut out the parts that are non-secular. They're secular.
They are secular, yes.
Yeah.
Most of the songs are secular on the album. They're not sacred.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're talking about the same thing. I'm just saying it wrong.
Yes. Secular means it would be the non-religious stuff. But I mean, they do get into it. I mean, Hanukkah Blessings is a sacred Jewish song. I mean, they're digging hardcore into the Jewish, tradition there. Did I say hardcore Jewish?
Not to mention dreidels.
And dreidels, but I mean, but
dreidels
as far as the
hardcore too.
Hardcore dreidels.
Oh, wicked.
God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, We Three Kings. I'd say that's probably the most of the sacred song.
Yeah, but even with We Three Things,
not to mention even Jingle Bells.
We Three Things.
We Three Things. That's right. It's based off from The Cat in the Hat. No,
What are you talking about?
There's only two things. Everyone knows that.
So
a few of my favorite things, but
we three.
Or the Thing from Fantastic Four could hang out with Thing 1 and Thing 2. Then there'd be three
things. And the Thing from the Addams Family could also.
Okay, I now want to see someone.
And then John Carpenter's The Thing. That's 5 things.
If you include the remake, then there's an additional thing.
Okay, someone has to do the parody. We Three Things having Thing 1, and the Thing and Thing from It. And
totally,
Thing from
totally
Addams Family, and those are required. And
how does Thing from Addams Family?
That's what
sing?
I want them to fix. He's going to be the snaps.
He finger styles.
Yeah, I would say that even given We Three Kings, that even then when we talked about that before, they make that non-secular. I mean, they make that secular and taking out a lot of the religious components of that when they're talking about that one. So, which again, I mentioned that before when we talked about that one, that they took out a lot of the non-secular verses, the religious verses of that. They did the same here. It's just interesting because they also do Hanukkah. It's not like there's like leaning away from religions. They're just leaning away from the Christian religion for some reason when they're doing this album.
Right. So it's a really good, devout Jewish album as long as you're willing to skip to 3 songs. Is what I'm hearing.
Well, here's the other thing. I do want to say this about this song. This song is not religious in the way it's written anyways. It's let's talk a little bit about the meaning of this song, because given the lyrics of this song, first of all, like if we're talking about ships,
we can talk about what people think it means, but
right. I mean, if we're talking about ships sailing into Bethlehem, first of all, Bethlehem is not on any ocean ways, and it's 20 miles away from the Dead Sea.
Yes. Not a coastal city,
right? So if they're sailing into Bethlehem, there's a problem already. So does that mean that the English didn't know their Middle Eastern?
They had airships back then.
1 if by land, 2 if by sea.
That was quite a few years later.
How many? If only we had a metric.
And the wrong continent too, but
my country, sort of on the other side. I don't think they'd be singing songs about that though.
Right.
But yeah, like it's if we're gonna go with that metaphor, then it automatically falls apart. So either the English, it doesn't mean that, or the English really didn't know their Middle Eastern geography at all.
Wait, did you guys also read the Wikipedia page where it said it might be camels because camels are the ships of the desert?
I totally read the Wikipedia page before. Yeah, oh yeah. That's what we call research on this podcast. Check the wiki 5 minutes before the show and we're good to
go. Other than there being 3 of them.
I laughed out loud. I was like, that is just outlandish. That's almost as outlandish as the fact that Bethlehem is 20 miles away from the Dead Sea, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like a kid who like didn't like read the book, who's like says the wrong thing, and then he like has to justify why he said the wrong thing.
And then of course another one they had on Wikipedia was the metaphor that this is about the ships the 3 ships that brought the relics of the 3 magi to Cologne, France during the 12th century.
Germany.
Cologne, Germany?
Cologne, Germany. I think it's Cologne, Germany, isn't it?
I don't know my European geography.
It was Cologne, Germany.
Yeah, you're right. Cologne, Germany. Here's the thing. Nowhere else in this song do they mention the Magi. Nowhere else. First of all, we don't know if there were 3 Magi or more than 3 Magi, which we discussed on We Three Kings earlier. But I can't see any of the lyrics in this song in any way, shape, or form having anything to do with the Magi.
Right.
I think it's just the concept that anything that happened on the day Jesus was born is something you're going to sing about.
I saw 3 ships come sailing in!
But even still, I mean, even if you look, and honestly, when I first heard this Christmas song many how old am I? Decades ago. When I first heard this song, I think that was probably my first thought, was they were implying, because it doesn't say it, they were probably talking about the 3 gifts. But even if that's the interpretation, they're not talking about the 3 gifts on, the day of Jesus' birth. They're talking about the delivery of the gifts to another country, which is even more obscure in a sense. And for me, this is one of those songs that are just tricky, because I feel like, do we even know that this song even started out religious in a way? I mean, it's tricky because you can sing about Christmas songs without being necessarily religious. We have non-religious Christmas songs. Silver Bells is not a religious Christmas song. I know that's a current thing, but, Rudolph, Frosty, songs that we attribute, and I think that's this. It's like the 12...
Unless you think of Rudolph and Frosty as gods.
Right. I mean, I'm sure if we really wanted to, we could totally interpret those songs religiously. I mean, the other reindeer are the 12 disciples. Are there 12 reindeers?
Frosty did die and then come back.
Dude. Are let's wait. Hold that off till we do the snowman. Let's.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I liked.
You look at the 12 Days of Christmas, and there's no real evidence to support. Should I say this? You're going to cut me. That's fine. There's no real evidence to support that the 12 Days Christmas has a religious connotation, but there's a lot of people that believe that if you listen to it, that you can get that religious connotation. There's no real evidence of that, but I think that's kind of where, maybe what's happening with this song is trying it. But when I first heard it, I definitely thought, you think 3, you think Christmas, you're thinking gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So that, I can see why that's the most popular interpretation of it.
Well, and people have said in the past that, like, for example, with 12 Days of Christmas, as you were mentioning before, that there's hidden meanings behind it because they're, during certain times in English history, it was not okay to be Catholic. And so they were hiding the fact, and they were, the Catholics were hiding the fact so they wouldn't be persecuted for being Catholic. I can see that with 12 Days of Christmas.
But during those times, it was okay to be Protestant, though.
Right.
I mean, a lot of the British history is.
If you were a lord, you were certainly allowed to.
Yeah, you were still allowed to celebrate Christmas in most of the time, but
I could not see this song being like that because there's no it doesn't hide what it's about. The Virgin Mary and Christ were there, our Savior Christ and His Lady. It's not hiding who the song's about in any way, shape, or form. It's not making it secular. It's just, I think that someone was singing a song and either kids sang this or, I don't know, somewhere along the way it became popular, but it was meant to be religious by people that didn't truly understand the religion. Does that make sense?
These are the 3 ships that brought Mary and Jesus to Cologne, Germany, where they set up a pretzel factory. And
well, Tracy, I kind of liked your kind of riff where you were kind of doing the Life of Brian logic of like, oh, it's holy because it touched that guy. Yeah, maybe just someone saw 3 ships and something good happened one day, and they were like, Jesus, he brought those ships. Must be.
Who's on it?
Must be God.
I bet the Virgin Mary and Christ. Okay, well, that's 2. But anyways, 2.
Why do they separate them, though? Why isn't baby Jesus on his own ship? I mean, that's weird.
Well, and then the ships turn around and they go away. Well, where are they going? They're going to Bethlehem. There's no seaport near there.
20 miles inland, so we'll figure that out. We'll get them on camels, which ironically are also called ships, so we're good. We can keep the metaphor going. So now I sold 3 camels carrying Jesus and Mary.
I have to say, though, even though this song means nothing when you really break it apart like what we've done tonight, it's a fun song. It's a song that I know that I have sung at Christmas, that I enjoy singing at Christmas, and I enjoy singing this one when it comes on with this album. It's just kind of a celebration of Christmas.
What is Christmas for other than to just sing meaningless schlock that makes you feel good for no reason?
I am not going there. I'm going to get lambasted for that.
Wait, you're going to get basted?
I mean, I will take this over Justin Bieber's Mistletoe any day. And even get the cup button ready, and even Christmas shoes. Good God, I will take this over Christmas shoes.
Oh, I will totally take it over Christmas shoes, and I will take it over Mary Did You Know every day of the week, because that is the stupidest Christmas song ever.
No, I cannot support that. I love that song.
Wait, were you guys saying Christmas shoes or Christmas juice?
Christmas shoes.
I couldn't understand the words you were saying, so I was like, what is Christmas juice? Are you saying Christmas juice?
Christmas juice is when I dress up like Santa and I cosplay and I do rap.
Christmas juice is when
I call myself Christmas juice and I do some really blistering, face-melting rap tunes.
That's why I call eggnog as Christmas juice.
And Christmas juice is just when you have too much of that turkey that Stefan was mentioning earlier. With the mayonnaise on it.
No, I don't like talking about poop.
You wait.
I think I got the runs, baby. I'm just a fountain squirting gravy. Everyone has good this time. Did I eat some bad pork? 'Cause I need a strong cork. I'm looking around, there's no TV to be found.
Yeah, we're gonna put my song in there. Yeah, all right.
You set yourself up for that one. I'm sorry.
I don't like talking about it.
Just singing, not talking.
Just sing it. It's different. It's art. It's art if you sing it.
It's okay.
Art, Tracy.
Honestly, I think the vibe of the song is, a bunch of guys hanging out in the studio, having fun, having laughs. This is like peak Bare Naked Ladies time period. And, they grind out a minute song. Like I said, they probably did this in 30 minutes.
Oh, less than that.
Like, okay.
I mean, it's a minute song. They probably did it 4 or 5 times and they're done. Like,
yeah, I mean, but Kevin had to figure out the mandolin riff, I guess.
maybe. There we go.
So what is origin? What is the country of origin from the song? Where's it?
British.
England.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I get from that, you kind of brought up the Irish Rovers and England and stuff like that. Fishing was a big industry back then as well. So perhaps when 3 ships come sailing in for Christmas Day, it means that they were delivered from bad storms and they're able to be safe at home with the family for that time. I think it's symbolic of just coming home.
Wow.
Stefan, I'm going to hand you my mic so you can drop it.
That's all I have to say about that.
Wow.
Well, what I was going to say is that I think our kind of jovial attitude towards this song is appropriate for the nature of what they were probably like back when they were recording it. Just a bunch of guys sitting around. One of them's named Tyler.
The other guys have names too.
We don't know what there are.
We don't know.
They're less important.
Yeah.
So I think this subject is dry.
Like the Christmas turkey. And it's time to bring it to some numbers. So, Jeff, what are we ranking this on this week?
Oh, it's totally going to be camels.
No, come on, things. Things. We had 5 things.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You're right. Let's do things.
I saw 5 things.
Let's make it maybe.
No, maybe. No, I like things. I think it should be on a scale of 0 to 5 things. And we just have to figure out what the 5th thing is, because I think we came up with 4. So
no, we had John Carpenter.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So this is going to be on a scale of 0 to 5 things.
Okay. Can Swamp Thing be one of those things?
Oh yeah, okay. Absolutely. That's
and if we have to have half of a thing, then who are we cutting in half?
Well, Swamp Thing, so that way he just grows back.
It could be a crazy thing called love.
It could be the same thing Charlie Brown went through.
Oh.
Oh, too bad that's not next week's song.
Hey, thanks. I'm in this comic store all week.
You would have outpunned Tracy, and that would have been funny.
That would have been
funny. Well, and you know who walks in is the Fantastic Four. Do you know who's there? The Thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know what's interesting about that is
that's a Mr. Stretch.
The Thing always has blue eyes, and I always miss him because for a while he was no longer in Fantastic Four. So for a while I had to keep saying I still miss somebody with blue eyes.
I'm so confused.
Well, that's next week's song.
He's setting it up. Yeah, he's doing the setup.
You guys gave me the opening. I had to take it.
After so many times doing this, I can just sense it coming. My little spidey sense goes up, and I know the next week pun is about to hit.
Oh yeah. Well, I couldn't help it. You guys gave me the setup on that one. How else was I going to get? I still miss somebody with blue eyes. I mean, come on. All right. Well, let's get some numbers on this. Well, and change the subject here.
Let's start with Tyler.
I was thinking around like 3.5 or 4. I think I'll go down to 3.5. I still think it's like, because of this song, I Saw 3 Ships is kind of one of my favorite Christmas songs. So I'll give it that. And it's so easy to sing and sing along to, that I think like there's something special there, that even though it's not like long or like complex, I think they have fun with it, and I enjoy it well enough to give it 3.5.
Stefan.
Well, I'm going to give it 2.5. It's a song that's sung every Christmas. It seems like they left it generic I think they missed a lot of opportunities to be themselves in it, for the sake of probably just cranking out a generic song. It's interesting that you guys mentioned the Irish Rovers singing this, because when I first heard the BNL version, it sounded very Irish to me, which I'm a big fan of Darby O'Gill and the Irish Rovers, and it had a lot of those undertones of Irish music in it, and I appreciated that. So, which Bare Naked Ladies often has different genres within their music anyways, even, sometimes blatantly, sometimes subtly. But I think it's an average song, so I'm going to score it averagely, which is 2.5 out of 5.
OBKB. I will go next, and my ranking did go up a little bit. Talking about the song when I think, Tyler and Tracy kind of sold me a little bit on the fun aspect of it. It is filler. It is, a couple guys just jamming and coming up with a song. Got to set this up the hard way, though, Trouble with Jeff. I love Christmas music. I really do. Like, I'm the person that November 1st, I turn on the Christmas music, and I will play it for 2 straight months. I love Christmas songs. I just like Christmas songs. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Tracy's got the Happy Holidays cup.
For those of you listening at home,
yeah, right.
See it, it's a non-visual medium. Tracy has a Happy Holidays.
Tracy is holding up a Happy Holidays cup. But I like Christmas songs done well, done with depth, and done lyrically significant. And no offense to anybody, but Three Ships for me doesn't have that. It's lyrically ambiguous. We don't know what it means. We don't even know if it's religious, per se. So there's that. I don't mind a simple melody, but if you're the Bare Naked Ladies, you do something with that melody. You harmonize. You bring in the boys choir. You add those extra verses into it, I think. I don't so much like the filler on this album. I would much rather be listening to the Hanukkah Blessings and God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen and even Green Christmas and Elf's Lament, some of the original songs that they did. So yeah, this song was from day one always been a skip song for me. I originally was going to give it a 1. I did decide to go up on it, talking about it, because I get where it's fun, it's enjoyable, and all that. But this one's not for me. I got to go 1.5.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I thought of originally.
And get the hate mail. And be the hate mail receiver of this episode. And I'm sorry.
Well, I think it's funny that you said that that we brought this up a little bit for you, because actually in talking about this with you this week, talking about it brought it down a little bit for me. I originally was in the 4s because I really enjoy listening to the song. Yeah, I really like the song. As short as it is, but then the more I thought about it,
it's you can listen to it on repeat.
But maybe that's the whole Christmas. Yeah, I was telling you, Stefan. No, I can't. I'm going to be honest with it. Maybe that's the whole Christmas side of it. I mean, when we're talking about any other music that might not have that, I mean, maybe Christmas music is a little more polarizing or divisive because, there's so many experiences and feels and traditions that can also come with that. And nobody can replace that. If you listen to Three Ships and you love that song, then awesome. Like, that's perfect. Like, that's great. And that's what's beautiful about music and it being so subjective. And we all hear something differently. Like, I don't like I wasn't here for this one, but I don't like Jingle Bells. I'm surprised they started the album with that on this one, because even that feels like.
But they did something different with that, and like we talked about, they did. This, they didn't do anything different.
There was nothing there, right?
It was small. I mean, there's no way to say that this isn't filler. It's short. It's fun, but it's not played up. It's not messed with. It's not arranged differently. It's just very simple. I do enjoy it. I love the Celtic feel, as you were mentioning, Stefan. And I'll sing along with it. It's catchy. And as far as filler on the album goes, this is the best filler that there is. But yeah, I wish they'd had a choir. I wish they'd done more verses. I wish they'd done harmonies. I wish they'd done more with this song. And so that brought my score down. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and also to show how this might be divisive, like for me, if we're talking about a 4-song on this album, this is just where I come from and listening to music. Do They Know It's Christmas, which I know has a lot of haters and a lot of people that aren't fans. That would be in the 4s for me.
Oh, we'll find out. Hold on to that. Don't give away your numbers.
Oh yeah, we're still going through those, aren't we? Yeah, But, yeah.
So, appearance. There was around Born on a Pirate Ship times, there was an interview that Stephen and Ed did on a morning talk show, and they talked about their Christmas memories. It's actually a lot of fun to listen to Ed and Steve talk about different memories that they have from Christmas. So I thought this would be a kind of good week to kind of put that in there. So I hope everyone goes out and enjoys that. And, my iPod that we're recording on right now is getting kind of low on battery. So you know what that means? It's time for plugs. So Tyler, can you tell people where to find more of you?
Yeah, so you've heard me and my sister Condra on this podcast before. If you're a regular listener, we're from the Movies by Minute community, and we're doing High School Musical 1 minute at a time. The show is called WIdlcat Minute, and the podcast feed is Amateur Nerds. That's our little brand name. So if you want to hop over and listen to us talk about High School Musical, we're about 40 minutes in by now, so it's pretty fun. I haven't actually seen it. I'm watching it 1 minute at a time as we go through it. So
the right way to watch a movie for the first time.
Yeah, but yeah, and make it an obligation too. Don't have any fun with it. Stress yourself out.
Good luck.
The perfect way to digest art. Make it an insanely torturous process.
Yeah, make it a burden, and like you guess you have fun doing it, but also like there's times when it's just not fun. Like you just have to sit in front of your computer for an hour and talk.
I know when I went to see the Mona Lisa, like I was looking at each dot as I went across and just breaking down in my mind like what each dot meant. Until they pulled me away because I was too.
Well, that's not an impressionist painting, Tracy. Sorry to punch up your joke, but you were looking at a Monet or something.
All right, go ahead.
I was looking at each brushstroke.
Yes. I have nothing more to add. I got deflated. I'm like Tom Brady.
Sorry, Tracy.
Ray, if someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. See you tomorrow.
So thank you for joining us, Tyler, even though you just tore apart all my jokes all night long.
Yeah, Tyler, what about that?
I feel so bad. But also I feel like it's my job as the guest to come in and bring an energy.
You're like the pun reaper.
That's going on my Twitter bio, thanks.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Pun reaper.
I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. The Boy Singers of Maine.
Yes. This is an excellent choir. They're playing the holiday hits for you. We've done this with local choirs everywhere we've gone, and these guys are pretty cool. So you guys ready for Joy to the World?
They'll take anything we throw at them.
Nice.
They are professional.
I think they know it.
To celebrate joining Pantheon Podcasts, Rock Camp, the podcast, the official podcast of Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, is giving away a guitar signed by Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, Marty Friedman, formerly of Megadeth, and legendary shredder Zakk Wylde, plus our rockstar counselors like Vinny Appice, Monty Pittman, and more. To enter to win, simply follow, rate, and review our podcast on your preferred platform, and that's all you have to do. For more information, go to rockcamp.com/podcast.